3114.
With the power of Tandem HR, you are in the fast lane on Main Street with Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein, the show for business and jobs. Now, the champion of networking, the advocate of jobs, the guru of business, your host, Shalom Klein.
Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground." We are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. In business, we talk a lot about business here. You're on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. And while you are there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. It's going to be a jam-packed week of content and information you won't want to miss a minute of. It's a live show this week. It's all about outreach, and you could call us with your questions at 312-642-5600. Once again, that number, 312-642-5600. We're going to be joined by guests, the founders of Energy Simply, Cornell Wilson, Chris Everett, and Chaim Shapiro, and we will be sharing tips for appointment setting and meeting setting at the end of the program. Once again, it's a live show. You won't want to miss a minute of it. You could call us at 312-642-5600. As promised, I've got the founders of a new company called Energy Simply on the line with me. These guys are really making a lot of progress in their efforts to lower the price of energy for many consumers. And there's probably not many things that our listeners can go without, and electricity is one of them. So we've got Gideon, Rob, and Jordan on the line with me. Gideon, I'll turn it over to you. Gideon, tell us how Energy Simply got started.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you so much, Shalom, for having us on. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in the studio, but with this crazy Chicago weather, I appreciate the opportunity to call in. So I'm here with Jordan and Rob, as you mentioned, and Energy Simply, our website is www.energysimp.ly. The way we got started is Jordan and Rob and I actually knew each other. We were fraternity brothers in college in AE Pi, and every Thanksgiving we get together for a little reunion.
Gold and blue, baby. Gold and blue.
Yeah, absolutely. The last few years we've kind of been brainstorming every Thanksgiving when we're together for our little reunion, thinking, how can we start something that we can work on together, a small business, an entrepreneurial endeavor. And, one of the things that popped into my mind, which I found that Jordan and Rob both had thought about as well, was the way that people buy their electricity. And so in Illinois and a handful of other states, Texas being a great market, energy is deregulated. So that means that you can buy your electricity from just about any of dozens of providers. But the question in my mind as I was trying to figure out, okay, I want green energy, I want the cheapest, how the heck do I, buy this energy in a way that is the cheapest, the greenest, but I don't get slapped with some kind of hidden fee. I don't, fall into the trap of getting a cheap introductory rate and then my price goes up 3 months later. I figured we could provide concierge service to customers that want to get the cheapest electricity.
So, Gideon, let me stop you there for a second. A deregulation, that's a term that many of our listeners might not be familiar with. Rob, do you mind explaining what deregulation means for the consumers out there?
Sure. So I believe there's about 19 states across the country where instead of having a single energy provider that might be regulated and might be limited in what they can charge, you potentially have dozens of energy providers and potentially more offers. In Illinois, last I checked, there's 29 energy providers and about 70 different offers. So if you're a consumer in Illinois, like my parents and my sister are, you have this smorgasbord of offers that you can choose, and you can get low prices, you can get some fixed costs, some variable costs, you can get some portion of your energy renewable.
So low prices. Once again, we're being joined by the founders of Energy Simply on Get Down to Business. Low prices. What are we talking about, Jordan? What kind of savings can some of the consumers that might be listening to the show come to expect?
Yeah, so, we've been helping a number of customers in Illinois, and we're seeing anywhere between, 10 and 25% savings. And a lot of it just depends on where you live, what your usage is. Do you have a large house? Do you have a small house? And just timing. But, we're finding that, pretty much almost every customer, we can definitely get them in a 5 to 10% saving situation, or we can just help them navigate and get them renewable energy for, almost the same price or sometimes a little less than what they'd pay otherwise for general conventional energy.
So when I, on my cell phone plan, if I decided to change plans, I'd be hit with a large early termination fee. Rob, what does that mean for energy? If I decide to go with Energy Simply, does that mean that I'm going to be hit with fees and perhaps get stuck in a very, very long-term contract?
Not necessarily. In fact, Energy Simply looks at your current plan as well as all the potential plans you could move to. And based on your energy usage modeled for you personally, we can find the cheapest plan for you, taking into account if you have some sort of fee where it might be cheaper for you to stay with your current plan and then switch to something else when that fee decreases or when that fee is gone.
So great explanation, and that makes the process so much more, shall I say, demystified. But Gideon, let's be blunt. There's a lot of options out there. Why Energy Simply? Why are you guys better than any of the other companies that are out there that can potentially help consumers save money?
Well, here's how we're different. There's a couple of other companies out there. There's lots offering electricity plans. There's a couple of other companies out there that may contact you as a consumer and say, hey, we'll find you the cheapest. But the difference between us and all of our competitors is that we're the only one that is 100% consumer-oriented. So we never take a kickback. We never get any type of fee from the energy company to try to put the consumer in a plan that's not the right fit for them.
Interesting. So once again, I guess the reason we've got you on is because we love talking to people that are living the entrepreneurial story. Folks that have an idea, and as you said, 3 AEPI brothers that came up with an idea together, and you're making things happen, and that's the the founding of Energy Simply, and we've got Gideon, Jordan, and Rob on the line with me over here. So Jordan, what's the next year going to look like? What's the big picture plan for Energy Simply?
Yeah, so in the next year, we're really looking to accelerate our growth. But what we found that works for us is really a grassroots targeted model. People are looking for, a group of people they can trust. So we're doing a lot of, digital marketing. We're talking directly to people, direct mail, and clearly still reaching out to friends and family and referrals. But, over the next year, we're looking to really accelerate our growth, really make sort of a dent. I mean, we're talking about an area here where we believe that there are people in the state of Illinois that, all in all could be saving over $200 million over what they're paying on their electricity. And that's money that's going to power companies that should be staying in people's pockets, and we want to try to help them get that.
That's big money. As you said, helping people save money, and that's one of the things that this show is all about. A lot of people don't know how they can be doing things differently, and they just take things for granted, and they just do things a certain way. So, Gideon, which states are deregulated? Which states can people talk to Energy Simply and potentially save money?
There's a number of states, but right now the two that we've focused mostly on are Illinois and Texas. Illinois and Texas were fairly early adopters of deregulation, and so we found that we're able to save people. Our value proposition is just much higher in those two states. And so you can find out more at our website about different states that are deregulated and what our offerings are in Texas and Illinois.
Well, everything's bigger in Texas, so you've got your work cut out for you.
Absolutely.
Including the savings.
We've got all kinds of information.
There we go. Savings, too. So, Rob, can you tell us, our listeners that may have missed the website early on, how people can contact you through the website? Is there social media that people can check out?
Yes, absolutely. So our website is energysimp.ly, and we also have a phone number up there that your listeners can call if they'd like to speak with one of our energy concierges. You can just go to our website, enter your zip code, and you can find out if your state is deregulated and if Energy Simply offers service for you. You can also follow us on Twitter at Energy Simply USA, and we're also on Facebook and LinkedIn if you just search for Energy Simply.
Awesome. Well, once again, I have a feeling we'll be talking to you a lot more over the coming months as we continue to follow the story of a new business that's being formed, new business that's growing, making a difference here in Illinois, Texas, helping folks save money. Once again, talking to Rob, Jordan, and Gideon of Energy Simply, company that can help you save money. And everybody listening to this show right now is using electricity, so everybody's a good fit for Energy Simply. Check out the website, energysimp.ly. And you'll be able to get a hold of, as Rob just said, a concierge that will be able to walk you through the process. After the break, we're going to be talking with a candidate for alderman in Chicago's 2nd Ward. That's Cornell Wilson. He's sitting here with me in studio right now. And you won't want to miss a minute of it. As I mentioned, at the end of the show, we're going to be talking about ways that you can improve your meeting agenda setting. You won't want to miss that. You can call in with your questions for Cornell after the break at 312-642-5600. Rob, Jordan, Gideon, thanks for joining us on the air. We'll check back in with you and continue to follow the process. You're listening to Get Down to Business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Don't touch that dial.